most likely.
Yep.
And we talked about how much that was awful, or how awful that was for him, how awful that was for the league, for fans, media, the Chiefs, etc. And that led us to a conversation where I was adamant that that's it. No more excuses for the Buffalo Bills. I don't want to hear about how bad their defense has been. They don't have number one wide receivers. Josh Allen has emerged into maybe now the best active player in the NFL. Like, now's your time. Take advantage of it. And you sat back, you listened to that, and you said, okay, and then you added a million things to that and said how good they are or how good they should be. You go on First Take on Tuesday, and you make a point about the Buffalo Bills, and this is a championship or bust kind of season. And I just don't get the backlash that we have gotten from this, including from our buddy Jeff Saturday, ESPN NFL analyst, who joined us yesterday on Unsportsmanlike talking about the Bills.
Look at his team. He has no receivers. They have an average to below average run defense. No, he's already become Superman to get them where he's gotten them. To get them anywhere close to the Super Bowl would be a heroic effort. Do you always want to strike when there's availability? Absolutely, there's opportunity. But if you would say I would blame Josh Allen if they don't make it, just absolutely not.
I don't get it. I love Jeff. I don't get, and you got real hardcore pushback from everyone on First Take on Tuesday about this. I think the Buffalo Bills are the only championship or bust team in the NFL this year. The only one.
The only one.
Yeah. The only one.
So not the Green Bay Packers?
No, they now have built-in excuses.
Yeah, but it's not. Well, you say they have a built-in excuse. They still gave away the 2 first-round draft picks in Kenny Clark.
Yep. I think if they get to the Super Bowl and lose, we're not going to look at this as a bad season. If they get to the NFC Championship
so
game,
Super Bowl or bust means you have to win the whole damn thing, not just get there.
In this case, what I'm thinking about with the Buffalo Bills, I think they have to win the whole
They have to win it. Okay.
Yeah, I do believe
so
that.
So you're saying that they're the only team that has to win it all. Like, you feel like they have to do it this year.
Yeah, I think the Rams are playing with house money because they've won. And by the way, here's why I think they're playing with house money. They won with this quarterback-coach duo. They actually flirted with the idea of trading Stafford in the offseason, and now he's going to have an MVP season. So I don't even know that they anticipated this. The Eagles won last year, and we know the issues they've had this year. So obviously it's a disappointment, but I'm not writing them off. Baltimore theoretically should be a championship or bust team, but they're not even going to be in the playoffs, and Lamar's been injured all year, so I got to chalk that up to that. I don't have another team that I look at and say, if they don't win a title this year, change has to happen at one of the most important spots, which would be coach or quarterback. I don't know why this is like a bold statement that I'm making here. I know you're not considering it a bold statement. I don't know why sports fans, media, et cetera, analysts are saying it's a bold statement. I get Buffalo Bills defense not that good. I get the Buffalo Bills wide receivers are not to the level of the Cincinnati Bengals or the Philadelphia Eagles when they're right, or any team that you would look at and say has awesome wide receiver. Even the Packers' depth at the wide receiver position is amazing. The Bucs have ridiculously talented wide receivers. Rams, we've mentioned. I get all of that. But, I mean, if Josh Allen is the best player that's active in the sport on offense, and, oh, by the way, he's a quarterback, and, oh, by the way, he showed us on Sunday, he can come back from 21-0 down at a team that they lost to at home this year that was riding a 10-game winning streak. Oh, and by the way, the kryptonite for him is out for the season and won't be in the playoffs in Mahomes. Why is that some big, bold statement I'm making here?
I don't think it is. It's year eight for Josh Allen and Sean McDermott. If you don't do it now, then when? You've been put out of the playoffs, 5 years? And 4 of those times has been because of your boy Patrick Mahomes. I just at some point, like, this has got to stop. At some point, you got to find a way to be able to overcome. You got to find a way to be able to win it. And it seems like this is the time. If you don't do it now, when's it going to happen? So I'm with you 1,000%. I don't understand why people are saying that it's the New England Patriots or anybody else in the AFC that should have more urgency about getting to a Super Bowl.
What? The Patriots?
Well, the argument was which team needs to have home field more, which team has to win the AFC East. Was it New England or Buffalo? And Stephen A. and Jeff Saturday came down on the place of New England needed to do it because they have a second-year quarterback who will have his first experience in the postseason. And to the I will say that this team is ahead of schedule, and they still have the quarterback on the cheap for at least one more year.
They're not even fully built.
That's my point. They have so much money to spend in free agency next year.
And they have placeholders at some positions. Like, they're not fully actually built. What are we talking about with that?
But that's my point. That's my point. I was going to the place of Buffalo needing to win the AFC East more than New England because it's hard to win 3 road playoff games in order to get to the Super Bowl. And that's why we don't see it that often. I think there have been 3 teams that get that done since 2007. Right? Like the New York Football Giants did it with Eli Manning, the Green Bay Packers with Aaron Rodgers, and then the Tampa Bay Bucks with Tom Brady. Those are the teams. So, like, it doesn't happen that often. So if you're the Buffalo Bills, you're trying to do everything that you can, everything within your power to narrow the gap, to catch up to the New England Patriots and win the division. You're going to need some help. So we'll see what ends up happening, whether or not the Baltimore Ravens are going to be able to oblige and beat the New England Patriots. But, like, that's the state of affairs. That's where you're at. So, yeah, I don't get people trying to give Josh Allen a pass based on the defense and how it hasn't come around the way that they thought, or based on the passing game and how that hasn't evolved the way that they thought. None of those things matter. Josh Allen is arguably the best football player on the planet right now. Josh Allen has a running game that's number 1 in the National Football League. Josh Allen has a running back that has over 1,200 yards and double-digit touchdowns. Like, hey, bro, if you're as good as everybody says you are, then this has got to be the year that you get it done, because the quarterbacks that we thought were going to be standing in your way are no longer factors.
It's weird because it's almost like people are making preemptive excuses for him. And I don't think if Joe Burrow was in the same spot, we would not make a preemptive excuse for him. Lamar Jackson in the same spot, we would not make a preemptive excuse for him. I don't get why there are preemptive you know what? Fast forward next year. This is Drake May. We're not making a preemptive excuse for him. Yep. Why do we have the preemptive excuses?
I don't know, Ed, but you know that all of the shows here on ESPN, on Get Up, or First Take, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen if Josh Allen and the Bills have an earlier than expected exit from the postseason. The question is going to be whether or not the Buffalo Bills organization is failing Josh Allen. And all of the slings and arrows are going to be directed towards Sean McDermott. And maybe even some of the fallout will go to Brandon Beane, their general manager. But you know who probably won't get blamed? Josh Allen.
I don't get it. What am I like this?
I don't know either.
I came on the air in our show on Monday with what I thought was one of the most obvious statements that a human being could make. Mahomes is out. Josh Allen better be in. Seemed obvious to me, right? It seems extremely obvious. And yet somehow, some way, and you evolve that and do your version of that on Tuesday on First Take, and, like, you get slammed. Then Jeff comes in yesterday, and it's like, no, come on, guys. Like, this is not a championship or bust team. I don't get it. I think they're the singular and only team in the NFL this year that has to get there. I think I can reason with any other team not getting to the Super Bowl / winning the Super Bowl. Every other one that has a chance that I could reason with not getting there, except for the Buffalo Bills. Dan Orlovsky, ESPN NFL analyst.